Good afternoon, gentlemen. If I could get a quick sound check, that'd be great. It's absolutely great to see some OGs checking in, and if I'm coming in direct and live 555, please throw down 555 in the comments section. Just giving myself a quick audio sync. I hear it later in the ears than I do have it through the mic itself, so I'm trying to figure it out, gentlemen. Right with you. Check. That's better. A little bit better. Is that even better? Oh, that's so perfect. Sweet. It's going to be a good show, guys. Thanks for trickling in. Six by six it is. We break for a scroll. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, we're doing it live. I'm actually gonna go grab a mason jar of super bitter coffee. I'll be right back with the boys. I see what you mean. Going to be discussing everything about the S45 mics in this stream for sure. Come back in. Mic check, mic check it, mic check. Not perfect. I want this one perfect. Check it. Ooh, that's actually a lot better. There we go. Yes. All right, cool. See you in a couple minutes. Oh no, absolutely, Garrett. I got you, brother. I got you. 100%. You should not have to turn your fan off. Hopefully every single person out there has a good cup of coffee. Man, it's really throwing me off to be able to not hear correctly through my earphones. But I hope you guys got some coffee. I definitely got mine. Man, it's messed me up. Up. That's better. Okay, cool. I can just go ahead and run with like that. All right. Here we go. Let's light this candle, boys. Man, rusty. Here we go. Transition. Welcome to it. Hopefully I am coming through my headphones. Yup, and I got them turned down so that I don't have to hear a double echo and mess up all of my speech patterns. I try to give you that direct and live, crispy 5x5 sound that each and every single one of you has come to expect. This is my very first stream with my highly sought after super sick cat ears, the #1 strongest air gunning furry on YouTube. Hell yeah, let's go. It's going to be a good stream. Shout out to every single person out there in the chat with us today. Got an absolutely packed roster of individuals with us today. Quality subscribership through and through. Grab the promised very bitter coffee. Always drink your coffee bitter. It's a way to toughen yourself up if you consider yourself a puss. And cheers. See what the chat's saying. How is my audio today? Let's go ahead and bring the chat up on the screen for all of you fine gentlemen out there in YouTube land and see what we're talking about. Big fat transition. All right. You know what? Let's adjust this slightly. We have the technology, right? We do have that technology. We have the ability to do so. Transition. Whammo. Easy peasy. All right. So hopefully we are giving you the absolute best quality show you could possibly ask for in the air gunning community at this point. And I can't thank each and every single one of you for being here enough. I know there's a lot of things that you can go ahead and spend your afternoon entertainment hours on, but you've chosen to spend them here. For some reason, you've chosen to spend it here. So thank you very much. We Break for Squirrel, great to see you. Bill Thomas, great to see you. Garrett Gallant, member, what up? 5x5, sounds great. Mystic 22, sounds perfect. Hell yeah. Air Gun Johnny, good to see you. Woo woo, Blitz Gang. Where we at? XRP Slinger. How's the waiting list for the S45 Extended Max? It's sizable. It's long. It's coming. The video is going to be this weekend. 19th is when the video drops for the really exciting stuff that you guys do want to see. Anyone got the GK1 yet? No GK1. Actually, out of my price point. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, everything on this channel is for a long time been 100% donated. So based on the tax bracket that the GK1 currently sits in, I will not be getting it unless it actually is donated as well. Let's see. A good cup of... that's funny. Cheers to Mystic. As always, gentlemen, you're going to go ahead and drink your coffee out of a mason jar. Make sure it's a ball mason jar. Grab life by the balls. Black Sword Shinobi, what up? Bill Thomas, once again, good to see you, my guy. I hear you good, bro. Hell yeah. You know, that's good. I really do try and give you guys the absolute best streaming experience that I possibly can. And even if that's like small upgrades here and there, I do try and make consistent upgrades so that you guys get a better show. Finding Toriankins, welcome to the Conundrum. Representing for the 0.1% of people on my channel. Producer Steve, what up? Hey, cat's in the house. Hell yeah, dude. Cat by far, definitely my spirit animal. And I've wanted these for a long time. Why do I have these sick ears like this? Because A, my headphones did break and it's like $50 to replace my whack headphones with whack replacements. So I was like, you know what? I'll see how much those cool cat ears from Razer are. Like $115, $120 delivered. And then all of a sudden I did 1,000 subscribers in effectively one day and made it to 20,000 subscribers like overnight because the channel exploded and started the trend. So I was like, you know what? If you're going to be an actual 20K plus real boy like content creator, you got to have the real boy ears. So I have the real boy ears. I can do every color under the sun. And today is green. By the way, I can't tell you guys how thankful I am to each and every single one of you for pushing this channel to the point that it's at currently. I'm literally one person. So to have the 20,000 plus subscribers that we currently have in this fan base at this point, I'm absolutely nothing but humble and grateful for each and every single one of you guys that keeps hanging out with me. It's really been a cool ride for the last 12 years, and I just see it blossoming into something that's, you know, it's bigger than I ever dreamed of, and it's only because of the absolute incredible subscribership that we have on this channel that it's even possible. So I'm not taking these ears off for any damn reason. They're far too cool to me to take them off. But hats off to you guys. Hell yeah. Airborne Iceman. Oh, that's a cool name, man. Airborne Iceman. I have an S45 coming Friday. So excited. You're gonna like it. It's not a beginner's air gun. You may have to work on it, but inside of that, it's extremely gratifying to shoot that thing. Garrett Gallant, hell yeah. No, absolutely. Cat in the box, right? This is the coolest thing I've gotten myself in a very long time. And typically I'm a type of person where I would rather actually spend money on my kid or spend money on my family or spend money on my insurmountable PG&E bill. It's just like ridiculous, right? Like, I mean, I've got this like grow house sized PG&E bill and I do nothing like that whatsoever at my house. I mean, sure, I run like, you know, the better part of half a dozen 3D printers, but they don't run all the time, you know, not 24/7. I'm like, how is it possible to have this size of a PG&E bill? So, you know, this is definitely something I know a lot of you guys out there are feeling, and believe me, I'm definitely feeling it myself. So it's very, very cool. You're welcome, Go. Your best air gun in the world. I see what you're saying there, and I hope you mean channel. Best air gun channel. Let's continue this story. So I'm going to go to the big frame because it seems more dramatic that way for a second. Here we go. Transition. So the last time I actually spoke with you guys was in the live premiere that we did for the last video, the Blitz video that dropped on Sunday. That Sunday, That was physically when we crossed 20,000 subscribers. It was like 19,996, 19,998, you know, there was 20K. All of a sudden, wow, 20K. And I wake up the very next day and it's like 21,006 subscribers. I'm like, oh my God, we just did another 1,000 subs in a 24-hour period. What changed? I have no idea what changed, but for whatever reason, this month we're on track to do 1 million views across the channel and gain over 2,000 subs to the ranks of the Air Gun Underground. You guys, each and every single one of you are making this the absolute strongest air gunning community on YouTube today currently, and inside of that, not a single person out there is going to be losing connectivity to the type of grassroots programming that we had at the inception of this channel. I'm here. I'm live. Where's my chat bar? Throw it down, dude. Throw it down in the chat. You want whatever you have, AMA, you know, like anything like that. Just because we're growing as a channel does not mean that we're going to become inaccessible as a creator. I still want to be talking to every single person out there who has something positive to add to this community and something positive to say. So once again, just circling back around, and I'm kind of like speaking on this for a second, but it's very important to me because I never thought in 100,000 years that I would get to the point that I am in my YouTube career, and the only reason I'm here is because of each and every one of you. So thank you guys very much. Let's go ahead and start this show. Let's go ahead and start this show. Tell me if you guys hear applause. You guys hear applause? Did I even do that right? Here, let's go. Where's my applause? Do I have applause? All right. Great content, great info, real life, all the way. No fluff, much love, man. You know what? It's so cool. It's so cool because there's some OGs out there, right? There's some people who have been doing it as long as I have, and that comment right there is an absolute telltale sign that other people also watch the OGs, the people that I grew up, well, not grew up, I'm old as shit, but like, you know, like the other people that I started watching when I started doing YouTube, I was watching them, and we're talking about Rick Usler over at, was it Expert Airgun channel? That's a cool guy, man. That's a cool guy. I got nothing but love for Rick Usler, and he's all real airgun reviews, all the facts, no fluff. You know, and he's so cool. He's so cool. He's got his own style. I'm not making fun of him at all. I don't want anybody to take my poor rendition of Rick Usler as making fun of him, because I got nothing but love and respect for that guy. But it's cool to be able to see like it coming back around. Like I'm recognizing references from the other greats. It's cool. Get started. Who out there has heard of a Pyramid Air? Do smash like and share every single video in my collection if you've heard of Pyramid Air. Transition. Now, I just want to go ahead and speak on this because I've been in the airgun game long enough to watch people come and go, right? I have seen Pyramid Air over the years go from being one of the only people that you could reliably get affordably priced ammo for, because they've always, for like the last at least 10 plus years, had that buy 3 get 1 free in your cart type of deal, and they've been a good spot to get those small bore pellets. And for a long time, long time, you guys have seen me do unboxings from Pyramid Air. Pyramid Air, I'm not going to go ahead and quote facts here because it's like, now I'm a large enough channel where I get canceled if I say the wrong shit, right? So I don't want to say that what the date was or anything like that, but the general gist of it is there was a point in the last almost in the last 2 years or so where Pyramid Air actually changed hands, I believe, ownership wise, at the top like corporate holding levels of Pyramid Air changed hands. This shit happens all the time, right? Like businesses, the son of a business owner will sell the business because he's not interested in doing what his father did, or it's no longer tenable in a country and because of cost of operation, or whatever the case may be. It's not like an uncommon thing, so I'm not saying it's dastardly in any sense of the way. People sell companies all the time. People make startups specifically for the purpose of selling the shit. So not in any way talking or throwing any shade at them for selling it. They have low-key gone under like this gradual rebranding of their image, and it seems like they see the forest through the trees in the same way that I have tried to show you guys the forest through the trees of the golden age of air gunning being now. They've shifted away from air guns. There's no way you're gonna tell me that this is the same Pyramid Air that we had 10 years ago. This guy right here is the Pyramid Adventures and Recreation. Now, why change a well-known, decade-long accepted brand? Because they see that air guns as a thing could potentially become legally regulated with near firearm-like frameworks in a lot of places pretty quick. What does that mean? That means that if all they sell is air guns, they're out of business overnight when this happens. That's why they're selling e-bikes. That's why they're selling crossbows. That's why they're selling optics. That's why they're selling binoculars. That's why they're selling 100 billion, zillion, million, trillion things to support the men and women who work at the old Pyramid Air Empire in case the Pyramid Air Empire is no longer able to sell air guns to the Kingdom of Air. This is what brings us to this point now. I have looked through this catalog and I have objectively searched through the last few catalogs, and I've seen almost nothing that really caught my eye. If it's not a Bluegrass Big Bore Air Guns offering, if it's not an AEA offering, if it's not a Bin Tac offering, Airgun Tactical, if it's not one of these more fringish type airgun dealers that are only pushing the more new to market stuff that's got that high horsepower, that's got that shot cadence, that's got that caliber. I mean, right behind you got a 9mm Challenger Pro, and you're not going to find that on Pyramid Air. So that right there speaks truth to exactly what I'm saying. Let's make sure I haven't been canceled in the comments here. Make sure everybody else isn't like mad at my boycott of Pyramid Air. And it's not really a boycott. It's just that they don't really have shit that I like. Please, because once again, I don't have a good feedback in these airs because for whatever reason, my audio is not synced up right. Do throw down 5x5 if our audio is direct and live. Airgun Depot is better. Airgun only, they say. They make sure I'm reading this correctly. There's something in front of it. Better airgun only, they sell. It's true. Aren't they owned by the same people? Isn't Pyramid Air and Airgun Depot like the same people? I think they might be. Anyone know if there are any parts necessary for the B&W S45 to max the power for the rifle or just make it better in any way? Already on the interested list for MACABESPEED mags. It's already there. Straight up. Oh, mosquito. Squirrel, right? I don't want Zika. It's already there. The S45 is by far the most violent air gun that's currently on the market as far as cyclic method is concerned. It is extremely corrosive on the parts themselves. It does beat parts up. It does eat parts up. And based on that fact, it can't be made any better. I wouldn't recommend any type of a tuning to make it a hotter FPE or anything like that. The things that I would recommend is if you're going to do anything to it, give your stuff a good polish, give your stuff a good deburring, give your stuff the actual mechanism on the trigger sears itself, the trigger itself, anywhere where you happen to see a manufacturing burr, that's where you're going to want to go ahead and use those basic garage DIY style machinings where you can just go ahead and maybe hit it with some emery paper or hit it with some sandpaper. If you have access to a mill or a lathe, that's where you're going to get your benefits with the S45 is the smoothness of operation, not the increase in foot-pounds of energy, because honestly, it's making what it can. I can't stress this enough. It's violent. This shit is violent. And the only way that it will ever survive long-term is to be left alone. And then even then, it won't survive. It won't survive. It's not going to survive even at that point. So you'll have to work on it over time. There will be pieces that break, like the bolt may potentially break, the valve pin may potentially break, but you'll get an incredibly powerful, gratifying to shoot semi-automatic PCP out of it. Once again, circling back around, you're going to find more e-bikes than S45s and AEA offerings in this magazine. It's kind of a dark image. Help me out and tell me if this is better. Is that better? That feels better. That feels better. I feel better with this. If it feels better to you too, let me know. Suggest people might want to down-tune the S45 to increase life and longevity. Justin Ethno say, hey, the ears! Yes! Dude, hey, you know what? You, my guy, have been on this channel for a very long time. I had like 3,000 subscribers, I think, when you came on board. So welcome to the conundrum, and hell yeah, the strongest air gunning furry on YouTube right here. Let's go. This is my new look. I'm gonna be rocking the ears every single time I stream. I love them. I've worked very hard to get these. I feel at 20K, it's an absolutely worthy investment of the of the cash that I had on hand for these. And like I said, I had to spend $50 to get crap ones anyways. So just spending double the price to get something I really, really, really enjoy, that's cool with me. That's really cool with me. That's cool with me. So I think there's going to be a lot of good eye-opening facts taken away from this weekend's episode. This weekend's episode is the episode in which we really go through and we really show you guys real, true, unedited, back to back to back to back, mag dump after mag dump after mag dump after mag dump, that kind of torture testing with the S45 magazines, all of the sizes, the king size and the standard size, and we push this shit one step further into the red zone towards that goal line till we get that ball in the end zone. I cannot tell you how excited I am, guys. I'm so stoked to finally be in the end stages of making this work for you guys. You don't understand the scale that this is working at, and honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy. Even just today, I had 1,000 springs show up. 1,000 springs. Try and get 1,000 springs. Like, not only is it extremely cost prohibitive, right? But in addition to being cost prohibitive, it's also very logistically difficult. You can't find springs of that quality in stainless steel, T304 stainless steel in this country readily available. You just won't find it. So people want to talk all the shit in the world about, you know, Chinese manufacturing being this, that, and the other thing, but they don't want to take into account that I can't physically buy it domestically without paying like 4 times the cost for somebody to wind me custom spring. Oh, it takes time, brother. You know, come on, don't sell me. I know what springs cost. Getting them large quantities overseas, and there's a reason why I can't get them here. So we're working at a big scale. We've been working on this since May. It's aged me terribly. I feel like one of those presidential pictures, right? Like when he takes office, when he gets out of office, and it's like 1 foot in the grave on picture 2. That's like how I feel, right? And there's been times in this process of getting these things really ironed out and dialed in, where it's like I just wanted to walk into the ocean. I mean, I'm breaking part after part after part after part, breaking gun after gun after gun after gun. I mean, I got 4 S45s and I broke them all. One is still at bin tack right now. He's got my whole receiver because I broke that one good, you know? So I'm going through like this whole spectrum, 100% of product development on my end, breaking all these parts so that you guys don't have to. And ultimately that's how it should be, right? Like, I think the number one thing that AEA gets as a product gripe is the fact that I feel like some people think that the people themselves, the actual people, are the guinea pigs, right? Like, we're product testing the products as they come out for AEA. And I don't want to do that to you guys. Just because it's being built for an AEA product doesn't mean that I need to follow another company's method of testing or development, right? I want to bring you guys a tested, tuned, adjustable style item to market and know that it's going to work, right? Know what the math is, know what the eventualities are, know what your operating range is, what's your, you know, available spring compression before fatigue becomes too much of an issue to move the total weight. What is it? These are math problems. You can do the math, right? If you have enough time and you have enough intelligence and you have all the factors, you can figure out these math problems. And we're bringing these things to market sorted. That's my goal. That's my goal. But that's why it's taking so long, right? That's why it's taking so long. That's why I'm like public enemy number 1. What have you made it yet, bro? What do you think? I'm just going to go to my printer and it's just going to magically like answer all of my problems? That's not how it works. There's like these lifetimes of development to make one STL file. Here we go. Let's see what's in the comment section here. I've got one like that. Temperamental, totally. Breaking weak parts until there's none left is called bulletproofing from race car culture, totally. Big J, yo. It's the second time I've almost knocked this beast over. Good Lord, I need a little bit more clearance. There we go. Big J, welcome to the conundrum. Welcome to the conundrum. I know you yourself are definitely one of the people that is at the very, very tippy top section of that interested list. You're one of the first to jump on it. I can't wait to go ahead and bring this to you as well, my friend. Great to see you in the chat. Great to see you in the conundrum. Hell yeah. This is good. This is good. Let's go ahead and take a look and see exactly what it takes to make this happen. Now bear in mind, this box that I'm about to open live on camera with you gentlemen is no less than the 5th or 6th box that's come through my P.O. box identically like this. Identically like this 100%. Gentle persuader to open things. God, it's a heavy box. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a spoiler. It's ammo. And the amount of ammo that it's taken to get these things right is so phenomenal. It's not even funny. Almost all of the testing, I would say almost 100% of the testing for the 457 has been made possible by Texoma Precision Pellet and their absolute incredible donations of their 155 grain hollow skirt pellets. Just by the weight, this is no less than 100. So that's a $50 pack right there. And just by the weight, this is easily double that. So that's probably 100, it's 150 bucks basically right here. Just in ammo that I physically could not afford. That's been made possible by the generosity of others. Jim at Texoma Precision Pellet is a saint for getting you guys the ability to physically even buy these magazines. Because without his ammo, I'd never be able to do it. You're like, Mac, why does it take so much ammunition? Think about it. If you have a magazine that holds 26 rounds and you test that magazine and you get through, like, say you get through 20, it's still a failed test and you have to test it again, but you shot 20 rounds. That's 10 bucks, dude. Then you go out the next time after you reprint, redesign, make your edits, whatever the case may be, you know, adjust this, adjust that, adjust the other thing. And then you go out and shoot. Oh, shoot, now it shoots 25 out of 26. So you fill it back up with 25 more. And you shoot it, and now it only gets through 22. And you got to mess with it a little bit and see what the deal is. We just went through 25, 30 bucks worth of ammo. And that's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Dude, I'm telling you guys. There is so much cost developing a product. It's literally prohibitive for the average person. Jim at Texoma Precision Pellets is the catalyst that has pushed the majority of my development down the road. Oh yeah. And you know what? I think there actually might be 3 packs in this one. This one might be actually 300. Bomb. Oh, please don't break open on me, God. I need like all of these. I can't lose a single one. I know I can't lose a single one. Airgun Johnny, do you think we'll eventually get a semi-auto M50 style pistol? You know, I can't really speak for what the companies are doing right now, but I do know that for a long time there has been rumors of development of something similar along those lines, but I have no information, no inside scoop, no you know, proprietary info otherwise. Is Nielsen NSA 457 okay to buy for the S45? Wanting to know, Lucky 7 is all out of stock right now. I would say if you really want it to work every time, I've never had a jam with Jim's. I don't just say that because he's kicked me down thousands of rounds. I say it because I've literally never jammed my gun with his ammunition, in my gun being the problem as far as like jamming in the breech or anything else like that. It's one of the only ammunitions that I can say is within the weight range that is recommended by BinTac for their stock magazines, and has never had that kind of failure. I'd go to TexomaPrecisionPellet.com and check out Jim's 155s. Inside of that, Lucky 7, all of his 457 stuff works. The mini velocity lights, maxi velocity 200s, and the Meat Punch 457. All of them great stuff. I am going to be testing shortly the... Oh, we could do that live, huh? You guys want to see a brand new 457 ammunition to market, push through an push through a S45 barrel, and we can go ahead and inspect the rifle in together? Go ahead and smash like and throw out S45 in the chat right now if you guys want to see that. Massive shout out to Jim at Texoma Precision Pellets. You're an absolute catalyst, a gentleman, and a scholar. I couldn't do this without you, brother. Everybody out there who needs some of these, definitely do go hit Jim up with the utmost confidence that he's going to give you quality stuff. Oh my goodness, the responses are already coming in. The responses are already coming in. Now, people are probably thinking, how are you possibly going to do this on a platform that absolutely castrates people for touching pews live on camera? Well, I have enough S45s where I've got them broken down, right? If I've got a receiver in Massachusetts with Ben, I've definitely got a barrel here in California with Mac. So I'll go ahead and grab a brand new tin of some 457 ammunition, and we'll get a rod to go ahead and stuff it right through the bore, and we'll see what kind of rifling we come up with from the American Air Ordnance 457 in an S45 barrel. Yeah, this is cool. It's cool. It's kind of like for the moment. Enough coffee for this stream. Airborne Iceman, you're not gonna regret that decision. I definitely do vouch for Jim 100%. Not, and you know what? I'm circling back around, but hey, you know what? Shout out to Jim. Shout out to Jim. You tell me another, you guys out there who know it, tell me another manufacturer who's brought more really good products to market this year for AEA products, enhancing their usability than Jim. He's not just the ammo guy, he's also a really good accessory guy. I have a lot of Jim stuff and I do like it. Cheers. That's right. Let's look at this together. I just want to say, how good AF is that Sony ZV-1 defocus on the background? Yo, as a content creator in me, is just absolutely going nuts. I'm not even like looking at the verbiage on the slugs right now. I'm like, damn, look at that sexy defocus. That is good. That is good stuff right there. That's good stuff right there. Let's get into this. Choose a sacrificial seed and stuff this beast right down the bore. What that's going to go ahead and do is effectively give us a good footprint of what our rifling is doing without having the expansion factor that the actual propulsion charge of air behind the pellet might do. This is the cleanest way to get a representation of your rifling, and a lot of people slug their barrels this way. I don't know if they pull it all the way off the gun. They might have the ability to just push it through the breech, but in this case we do have it conveniently off the gun, and we will be doing it that way. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a bigger screen. Man, I love these ears too. It's cool, man. It's just flattering, you know, it's just giving you good praises. Focus. Come on, ZV-1. Oh. So funny. I was gonna say that's $12 right there, but I recently said something was $19 and it went viral, and I'm like, God, now like 500,000 people for whatever reason think airgun ammunition's 19 bucks a shot. I messed that up, but I will not pull that video down for any reason. If people would have read the damn description, y'all would have got the real truth. Anybody who read the pinned comment got the truth. I wasn't lying to anybody. They just failed to read the actual black and white verbiage. Yeah, viral. All right. This is going to be the S45 mini barrel. And obviously by these threads on this end and the transfer ports that are going to be visible on this end, I'm going to be feeding it in the exact way the factory intended us to here. We're going to see if we get any resistance. Let's bring it in close. Seems to go in with absolutely no tools whatsoever. Let's get a tool. Oh, I might not even need a tool to press it all the way through. That recessed well. Still getting a tool. There's nothing like failing on film to make you feel an inch tall. Kind of wiggly. It's just a little stainless steel wire, a little bit of baling wire they happen to have off the roll. But you know what? I think it's going to be good enough to go ahead and do the job at hand. Oh. Once it gets into the ring lands, it becomes actually excessively tight. I'm going to need a different tool. What was that about failing on film? Go right in my camera lens. Fucking 50 FPS. I'm gonna have to bang this on the desk? Stuck? I'm literally hitting this fairly hard and it's not going through right now. I would be afraid to shoot this. That's why there's a list of approved ammunitions for these barrels. This is not going well. This is not going well. But you know what? You live and die by the live stream. No edits. Almost out. Maybe we got some rifling out of it anyways. Although, like I said, I would be extremely nervous to shoot this out of an S45 with that kind of resistance. Wow. I did not expect that. I did not expect that whatsoever. In the letter that I received from American Air Ordnance about this ammunition, they were actually kind of confident that this would potentially cycle in the S45. However, I could have misread that and they might have meant my 45 max, which is much more forgiving on diameter. Transition. I thought I was going to get some like perfectly beautiful rifled slug out of that bore, and it just didn't happen, dude. I don't know how bad my camera shook. I do have a little anti-shake thing on, but I was hitting it like a man, so I don't know how much it really moved. We'll see when we watch the replay, I guess. Let's see what the chat's saying. Oh, it's cool. Cool. Carmage in Alaska. Dude, I watch your streams sometimes. Cool, man. Good to see you inside, bro. Good to see you in the chat. About to make ammo, test out flat nose. I use the good stuff from Jim. Yeah, Jim makes really good stuff. Chris King, S45. Did you mention anything before that? Mac, where can I find a 30 round mags for my Blitz? Hot tip, 30 round magazines for the 30 cal Blitz, and they're actually 32 round magazines. Amazon's got them for less than 50 bucks. Jeff Bezos has them cheapest. Carmage in Alaska. Once again, welcome to the Conundrum. Thanks for being here, brother. Larry Clark, welcome. CBA they just started selling hats on stuff. Yes, they did. But they've sold the magazines for a long time. I've bought other magazines from them too as well. Mark Bostic in the house, welcome. Hope you didn't have that bullet get stuck in that new barrel. I did! It did! It definitely did. It was stuck momentarily, but we persuaded it out. And we persuaded it on its way. And you know what? So be it, right? Like, I don't care about any of this stuff. When it comes down to it, it's literally just material possessions, which ultimately mean nothing to me. That's part of the reason why I test stuff so hard. Because as cool as it is to have and as fun as it is to use, it's just stuff at the end of the day. That's how it should be treated too. I like the way you refrain from passing judgment on the quality of the afternoon. I feel like that's the quality of the ammunition, and autocorrect got you. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we were having a quality afternoon and I haven't passed judgment on that either. Whatever the case may be, I think I'm getting the right thing here. All right. What else do we have to speak about? We've got some really, really, really solid stuff coming down the line. I want to go ahead and talk about one of the least violent offerings on the market currently, but the most difficult so far for me to go ahead and create the high capacity magazines. You're like, what, Mac, what are you talking about? We've seen the clips, the world record clip that you're talking to the Guinness people about, you know, showing that you can harness the power of the most violent one, the 457 S45. Why can't you do one of the least violent? I was answering Mark, said afternoon everyone. Oh, I'm wrong on all counts and live doing so. So be it, so be it, so be it. We're off track, squirrel. Let's talk about the magazines that are difficult to produce. The least powerful one in the AEA lineup is the one that's most difficult to produce for me right now. Why is that? It's because one of the only ones that does not incorporate a mag well. That's right. The S45, the way it's manufactured, the top rail, that pick rail right there, actually serves as the top of a mag well for the magazine to click into. There's actually even a release lever for that door right there underneath that pick rail. The Terminator series does not have a release door because it just doesn't need it. The violence isn't in that platform that is in the S45, but they still went with that same style of feeding that incorporates a magwell into the receiver and rail system. The AEA SF30 and HPS S30 caliber, they're like the first step down the ladder that does not have that incorporated magwell. So getting a Sten gun style magazine to stay oriented correctly and level when it wants to do this number, because there's no top rib of a magwell, that's very, very, very difficult to try and fight gravity. What we've had to do at this point is go all the way to the end of the developmental road and actually create a magwell by creating a dovetail to weaver adapter that incorporates a long tunnel through the center of it, right? So it acts as a top support. One of the first channels that's going to be showing this to you guys is going to be TacFam Militia. TacFam is awesome, absolutely down to earth, absolutely hardworking, and recently, you know, welcomed a new addition to his family. So I can't think of a more deserving guy, and that actually has already gone out. It's already been shipped out, so you guys should see it sooner rather than later. And that's going to be a part of the extended magazine kit for the SF30. But it was one of the most difficult things to try and get accomplished, just based on the fact that we're way outside the box when you start adding features structurally to something on a receiver that did not exist previously. It's kind of a rabbit hole that we've had to see all the way through to the end. But now that we've seen it through, it's been a worthwhile investment of time. Talk about a few different things. Good stuff. Good stuff. These are final drafts. If you're not a big boy, don't even buy this, dude. Real deal. This is the most honest marketing. I'm looking right at each and every single one of you guys. If there's like some beta soy boys out there who happen to have purchased S45s who feel like they're going to be able to go ahead and pull this magazine down and physically move this lever, there's no less than like 50 pounds of pull strength required in your thumb to be able to do this. It's not fun. Not everybody's going to be able to do it. Some people are going to return these over it. I'm telling you, I could already see where this is going. So this is definitely one of those things we're going into it. Like, but when the email goes out, it's going to say right on it, big steppers only. You're going to have to be a big boy to use this magazine. Now, having said that, it's not impossible. Shit ain't impossible. But I got larger hands than most, and my hand strength is greater than most. So to say that this is a fair representation of how it's going to go for everybody, just not. You might fight with this. You might fight with this. So bear that in mind when these things do come to market. It's going to look easy in the video that comes out on Saturday, but it is in no way whatsoever easy. No way whatsoever easy. Let's go ahead and move on down the line. These are final drafts. These are going to be sent out to people who are on the pre-order list for the 30 caliber Terminator extended magazines, and we were able to go ahead and push this design one step further and give you guys a third slug offering. 47.3, 49.5, and 54.5 all fit with these magazines. You will be able to use each and every single one of those 3 approved slugs in this 30 caliber mag. Hey, yo, that's lit right there. You know what that is? That big yellow notification is not my stream losing bandwidth and sending me into the black oblivion of anti-streaming. It is Mark Bostic coming through with the ovation of donation. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. This is so cool to me. The original grassroots members are still with us today. God, I can't be more thankful, man. It's really cool. It's been an interesting transition, right? Let's talk about this for a minute, and then I'll get back to talking about these. But people are more important than products at the end of the day. As I started doing content media, I really started like moving away from an actual in-person friend group because I started moving towards content media right when the pandemic hit. That was like right really when I started to pick my content back up and stop doing race car stuff and stop trying to like poke at content and actually get back to doing what I started this channel on, which was air guns. It was in the pandemic, and for me it was really, really difficult because so many of my friends and so many of my other people were stuck in isolation, the same as the whole country was, that like friend groups got severed, right? It's like people grow apart. While that was happening, I gained a lot of great relationships through this YouTube channel. Gained some really, really good brothers who I still hang out with, talk and shoot with to this day. So I'm like, man, you know what? You kind of maybe exchange one group of friends for another group of friends when you do content, but it's not necessarily a bad thing if you got that quality built into it. And that's what I really appreciate about each and every single one of you guys, Mark Bostic included. Hell yeah, brother. You're one of the original OGs, and I'm so happy each and every time you check in. Great to have you. Mike's Backyard says the Mac Show is live. Hell yeah, it's live and direct, 5x5. What do you love, a stick mag or the round mag? Stick mag all day. Stick mag all day. Fuck yeah, dude. Hey, let's talk about it. I could tell I'm about to get fired up, and it's not just that 16 ounces so far of Folgers in my cup. We're going to talk about the printing, right? Everybody hates the printing, so scary. Anyone can make anything in their living room. Hell yeah, it's scary. You know who it's scary to? The people out there who want you to buy mainstream products. If you have a washing machine and a knob breaks, you need to go to Maytag, and that knob's going to be about 56 bucks because only Maytag has them, and only Maytag has this. What if you just take a couple of measurements with the same thing you slug your barrels with those Harbor Freight little micrometers, go to your little CAD thing, make a couple of shapes, and now you have a part 2 hours later. That kicks capitalism in the balls. 100% kicks the mainstream, take advantage of the mass populist style vendors in the balls. So if all of us start doing that all the way across the entire table, the entire spectrum, I'm telling you, this is excellent. I want a magazine. I print a magazine. I want a riser. I print a riser. Was that a PSR impersonation? The guy's my hero. He is excellent. The dude is excellent on so many levels. PSR for president. Hey, PSR 24. Hell yeah, that's cool guy. Guy is so cool. And you know what? It's cool because the way that he puts it out there is something that some people view as like an outlandish idea, but the way that he frames it is very common sense. Now that makes sense to me. That resonates with me. That resonates with me 100%. But what's the point? I need a magazine. I don't want to pay $80. I want to print an STL file and put some parts in it, and then I want to fill my tack vest with like 8 of those, right? That's really what it comes down. You do have money for a 3D printer. Bro, you have money for a 3D printer. You can get an Ender 3 for like $200. You can get an Ender 3 for like $200, and you could literally print any scary thing you see on CNN with an Ender 3. I fully support. Cannot tell you enough. Definitely do get a 3D printer. If you guys do not yet have a 3D printer, do invest in it. Even if it's for stupid stuff for your kid. You don't even have to draw the files. Just go get free files off Thingiverse and implement them into your life and see how you can live a better life by 3D printing stuff for yourself. You can't afford to not have a 3D printer. That is so accurate. That's so right. I'm telling you guys. Think about it like this. I'm going to show you, I'm just going to give you guys quick scale. Quick scale. Quick scale. Hold on. Printed Defender 2 barrel, that's $100. Can I pick up this many mags? Right there, right there. How many people out there can afford to go out right now and buy $1,200 worth of mags? Because I got $1,200 worth of mags in my hands for, as a person, if you were to do this at yourself, at your home for yourself and develop it for yourself, filament's cheap, dudes. Filament's cheap. The ideas are the expensive piece of the puzzle. And you can bring that to the table yourself with your intellectual capital, making an idea, making a theory, making a drawing on a napkin into a real, true, materialized product through 3D printing. I cannot stress how much this will be implemented more and more in the future. And those who do not get at least a basal knowledge of what we're talking about right here will be left behind ultimately. I can't tell you guys. I can't tell you guys enough. This is good stuff. And just a basic working knowledge of this can eliminate like half of what you would use for manufacturing in your garage. Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. Let's take it a step further. Every single thing, up to and including all of this thing, comes off a build plate. The build plate's the heated part of your printer that it prints on. I'm not special, and any person out there can easily learn how to do these types of prints at the house. The more that we have an availability of an air gunning body of knowledge, an actual working body of knowledge, incorporating good parts that help people out, I don't know, the better off we're all going to be as a community. Because right now, if you go on Thingiverse and search for items in any other hobby, they're out there, big time out there. Right now, what I see in the air gunning hobby are people like me who are making prints and selling stuff. But not everybody has time to develop products, money to do so, or the contacts in the industry necessary to get enough ammunition to make them reliable. That's where people can just buy stuff. And no matter what avenue you look at it from, it's gotta be a positive thing long term for the individual consumer, even if not for the mainstream company. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. I'm not gonna ram printing down your throat for 30 minutes. Here we go. Cheers. Is a fill probe necessary for filling the S45 from a PCP compressor? If so, does it come with the gun? Absolutely does come with the gun and will fit most compressors that you will buy off Amazon or other sources. Let me go ahead and adjust this real quick. Oh, don't adjust that. Good Lord. There we go. Hey. All right. Moving right along. What else do we want to go ahead and discuss today? What else you guys want to talk about? If you guys had the opportunity to get a scout, what would your go-to caliber be? If I wanted to go ahead and headhunt like professional EBR shooters, and I wanted to go ahead and get myself some high-end air guns and see if it was actually shooter skill that mattered or if it's actually just equipment that matters, what would be your go-to caliber for a scout? Also, if you guys were dealing with the Avonix brand, what would be your go-to caliber for a Cloud Ultra? I'm really thinking about going ahead and getting in to some higher-end air guns, literally just to troll higher-end, like, bench rest style personalities. If I get embarrassed because of the fact that I get this expensive stuff and procure this and purchase this, and then I can't do any of the things that they can do, well, then we see it's absolutely the shooter and not the equipment. But hell yeah, brother, the teal notification of greatness for your hard work and my future entertainment. John D, yo, it's like I tell my kid, we clap for that. We clap for that. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. That's cool, man. I really appreciate that ovation of donation. It's the absolute heartbeat of this channel, and you guys are the reason why I check into the live streams each and every single time. Each and every single time. Very, very, very cool. Can't thank you enough, John D. I recognize that username, and I know you've been in the chats for a long time. Got a special bonus for you guys today. A special, special, special bonus. And it's going to come in the form of a special premiere directly after this live stream. I have a video that I'm going to go ahead and give you that midweek hump day premiere style upload. Already ready to go. As soon as this live stream ends, we're going to go ahead and premiere over with that video. Going to be checking out the Olight American Flag Limited Edition flashlight. Very, 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 very cool. By far the most quality, heaviest duty, heaviest density flashlight I've ever owned in my life. And I think a lot of people really are going to enjoy the way that that one is presented. So do stick around for that if that is something that you are interested in. The one thing I will say that I have learned over the course, I'm going to go back to the big frame for this one. I'm going to go back to the big frame for this one just for a moment. John D, thank you very much once again. Can't thank you enough, brother. I think one of the most important things that I've learned as a lesson over the entire time that I've been working on developing these magazines is the fact that life is about balance. And if you have too great of a spring pressure inside of your magazine pushing those rounds down the road, you're not going to be able to cycle your bolt. But if you don't have a great enough pressure inside that spring pressure for the magazine, you're not going to be able to get those rounds in the way of the bolt fast enough to feed into the breech. There's a perfect balance that needs to be achieved for each and every single magazine that I've developed for you guys. And in addition, there's a perfect balance that you guys should be trying to seek in that everyday life. I know myself, I've really dumped a lot of my heart and soul into these, and I've been lacking balance greatly, which is what brought this into perspective. But I've noticed, you know, life is about balance. And if you can balance a magazine spring setup, then you can balance your own day-to-day schedule in a way that's going to be not only the most enjoyable for yourself, but everybody around you, right? So I would say that these things came to fruition because of a lot of great sacrifices, including the sacrifice of time with my family. And if you're out there, guys, I really appreciate the slack that you've given me over the last few months, but I'll be seeking more balance as we go forward. I definitely do still intend 100%, and if you're on the pre-order for the 30 cal Terminator magazines, to get these out to you before shipping, before September 11th. If you want to get on the list for the S45 magazines, there is still a few spots, but I'm cutting it off at 1,000 orders. I can't get buried in these things, right? I can't make them until I die, right? I can't, you know, get all these orders and then have people screaming at me because I'm just one person still at the end of the day and can't fulfill them. So we're cutting it off at 1,000 orders, and there are still spots for you to be able to get onto those orders if you so desire. Get at me at macabespeedsgarage@gmail.com, and you 100% could get on that list. Let's go ahead and take a look at the springs real quick. Bros. The spring game is real. The spring game is real. The spring game is real. Here's what I've learned. Here's what I've learned, and one thing that I would absolutely want to go ahead and transfer onto you guys as far as usable knowledge. Ben ain't a liar. 100%. There's a reason why the guy wants you to use lighter weight slugs. I thought he was full of shit. I thought I could throw a 200 grain slug, throw 205, 240, whatever the case may be in there. It's going to run just fine. Blah, totally like right alpha male type stuff. It's a lie. Physics state that you can't do that. And I have found that out firsthand time and time and time again, breaking part after part after part, trying to do things that are outside the realm of realism. Ben is absolutely right. And if you do want to run your stock magazines, do run approved ammunition and do not exceed the weight tolerance for those springs. You're just going to run into problems. You're just going to run into problems, right? So that's why I also have an approved list of springs slugs for my magazines, even the 30 calibers. You get 3 different ways to choose from, which is very generous considering the tolerances that I'm actually working in to make these things work. But you get 3 choices, right? You get all the way from 47 to 54 grain, which is a good range for most people. There's still a slug range you got to use. So Ben absolutely was on the money when he said that, and he can be taken at face value for having said so. Let's continue to move through these. Don't forget also, if you get to too strong of a spring, it's not even gonna move the pellet, right? You're gonna have bolt that gets stuck back here, boom, slams all the way through that pellet. Pellet gets pushed into the breech, but as it does so, it moves so slowly that it decocks the rifle. Super good. Now you've got a pellet in your breech, but you don't have the ability to release a sear because it's already been released slowly as it went through the breech, as if you were decocking it. I'm telling you guys, there's so much that goes into these springs and so much that went into the development. It absolutely 100% has been an uphill battle, like pushing string uphill for a mile. It's horrible, but we're there, dog. We're there. We're so there. Conrad Firms, what is up? What is up? OG, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Johnny DZ, welcome to the conundrum. Welcome to the conundrum. Second thing I want to talk to you guys about, learning about springs that I've noticed over this journey. If your springs don't come in looking like the gray of the dead and then shine up to a polish later, you got the wrong ones. Stainless steel is the only thing that has a chance of maintaining its strength over time rather than fatiguing out because of the weight that's put on, the cumulative weight of these slugs that's put on the magazine itself by the combined weight of the slugs. You got to think about it. If you're at 160 grains per slug, and you have 11 of them to move, you're well in excess of 1,200 grains, right? So it's a lot of physical weight mass that it has to not only get moving, but get moving from a dead stop each and every single time incrementally as this happens at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing that I figured this out so you don't have to. It's hard math, right? It's hard math. But part of the solution definitely was to use stainless steel springs because of their 100% better resistant to fatiguing than low carbon steel. The list goes on. The list goes on. There's a lot of springs. Ridiculously huge amounts of springs. What have we got here? Let's see. Pest Hunter Outdoors, welcome. Gold Fishy Man, what up? Spring steel. You know what? I don't know about spring steel necessarily, but I've noticed that the ones that say mild steel do not work as well as the ones that come to me that say 304 stainless. So whatever the 304 stainless ones are, that's my go-to, man. That's my go-to. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, but let's finish on a high note. What's going to be my high note? Avonix Viper. Should we go ahead and try and procure the tactical stock, folding stock, and moderator kit for the Avonix Viper 25 caliber, or do you guys think it should be left as a pistol? I know that it's definitely one of those things that people do potentially want to use as a home defense, self-defense, truck gun, dashboard gun, glove box gun type idea. And the reliability that I have seen from it so far actually does put it in that category. However, it is kind of anemic as far as the power is concerned at 18 foot-pounds of energy. That being said, 18 foot-pounds of energy therein has killed a lot of people over the course of history, and 100% cannot be underestimated. 18 foot-pounds of energy will go into a coconut, guaranteed. And if we think that our skull is any tougher than a coconut, then we're absolutely incorrect. So as far as viability, energy-wise, for a self-defense weapon, for a home defense weapon, I do definitely think that it has the ability to do so, even though it's very borderline, very borderline. And the only thing that makes it truly viable is the shot count. 6 shots at roughly 20 foot-pounds of energy is effectively a 22 LR. 22 LR has killed millions of people over the course of the world history. So it, at that point, becomes viable. However, I would state this. In any defensive situation, the number one goal should always be to end the threat, not necessarily the ending of someone's life, right? You don't want to put somebody on forever sleep needlessly there. That's actually murder at that point, right? Like, you can't do that. You definitely cannot do that. And I don't condone that in any way, shape, or form. But the goal should be to end the threat. And 18 foot-pounds of energy, potentially even the presentation of the tool that could dispense 18 foot-pounds of energy, in some cases, might be enough to go ahead and dispel that threat, right? That's ultimately what it is. And I do speak from complete experience on this. I had a home invasion happen over 5 years ago now. I can't believe it's been so long. It's been over 5 years ago now. But I had a home invasion happen, and this person, he ended up getting the drop on me, and he was opening my bedroom door as I was waking up and being woke by my wife. He backed out of my room, and my wife was like, that's not my room. That's not my dad. Because I lived with her father at that point. We lived with her parents, saving up to buy our house. She's like, that's not my dad. And at that point, I realized we're having a home invasion at this point, right? Got my Benjamin Marauder, looked at my wife, stuffed a magazine in that thing, and I went down the hall in my underwear with my Benjamin Marauder. And the presentation of that mule leg shape up against my shoulder melted a full-grown man like a candle before a shot was ever fired. And there was never a shot that needed to be fired because I'm not going to shoot somebody in a defensive position. But only thing on his mind was reaching up for that deadbolt behind his head. Get the F out of the house. He was like, immediately, that's the only thing he wanted to do, run away, run away, run away. Threat's over. Monopoly of force definitely was had by me at that point, and I could have escalated it to a lethal point if the situation had deemed it necessary. But in that situation, once again, the point was to end the threat, and the threat was ended with no shots fired. I'll be making a full video on this. I've been asked a billion, zillion, trillion, gazillion times to make the video, and I know I've had a lot of stuff going on, right? I have an exciting life. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I will be making a video on that probably sooner rather than later. Especially now that we got a bigger platform, right? Fuck, we got like 2,000 subscribers in the last 14 days or so. I might as well give them something good. Give them something good. Give them that home invasion love, right? Let's see what chat's talking about. Maybe we've been canceled. Ever looked at what real guns use? They use a rectangular spring. That's so true. That's so true. I haven't found a good way to get those in bulk. Not in small sizes. I can get them in big sizes, but I can't get them in small sizes. And the sizes that I'm using them in are like, 8 through 14 millimeters. So it's very, 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 very small, very small. Anyone getting or got the GK1? I have a K1 in 22 caliber, and I would love to get the GK1 over the Viper, but it is cost prohibitive. And as you guys know, I'm very open about the idea that every single thing on this channel is a donated item. Yo, it's going crazy on the hearts. I'm going to join the party, yo. I love it. I love it. It's cool. Ever since they added this thing, I've absolutely loved it. I might as well smash that beast, right? Cheers. Cheers to you guys. Right. I think I'm going to go ahead and close the contest as far as the Terminator rail kit that we were giving away in the End of the World Bug Out video. That has garnered absolutely a ton of entries, and I think that, you know what, it's time to go ahead and pay it forward and get people a winner, get people a prize. So the very next live stream that we do, we're going to go ahead and break out the old school ticker tape round-handled style drawing, and we're going to make a winner out of it next time. We're going to go ahead and draw 3 names, just so that there's 2 alternates in case somebody doesn't get back to me, right? Just in case somebody doesn't get back to me, we're going to go ahead and draw 3 names. I'm going to show them to the camera, no edits, live on film, and you guys know who your winners are. I will do the best I possibly can to get in touch with each of those winners, and then the person highest on that draw list, the person drawn first in sequential order, will be given the opportunity to be the winner. Hell yeah. First person to respond, that's your guy. Excuse me. Yeah, that's one of the side effects of drinking, 32 ounces of coffee in an hour. Get these great hiccups, and when you got a mic right in front of you, they're magnified. Once again, if you guys are looking for something else to enjoy after this live stream is over, we will be dropping a premiere directly after this video is over, directly after this live stream, and we will be going ahead and reviewing the absolute best bang for your buck, making flashlights great again with the Olight Mini Marauder. I cannot tell you how good of a light this is. I mean, I would never own it if I didn't have the opportunity to work with Olight, because of the cost prohibitive factor of a $159 flashlight, but having seen it, having used it, having actually brought it to work and put this thing through its paces and have it do the due diligence of a field tool, I can say it's for sure worth the price tag that they're asking. I think it's going to be a great place to go ahead and wrap this episode up. But if you like this episode, put a thumbs up. Want to see more content like this? Make sure you subscribe for more so you can stay current on the channel as well as when these live streams come out. If you really like this live stream and you want to continue to see this channel grow, make sure you share this so that somebody else can see it. And I'll catch you boys in the next one. Next one, right now. We're going to go ahead and end this stream, and then we're going to go ahead and fire up that premiere. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And, hey, Kermage in Alaska, special shout out to you, brother. Hey, that's like, if I could just die in Alaska one day and move up there and spend my golden years there, that would be life goal unlocked. Hell yeah, guys. Check you guys out later.